Drill Doctor 750X. It is quite an amazing tool if you know how to use it. I've yet to find a video that will completely as detailed as it needs to be, so we're going to try and make one on how to sharpen these guys. First, we are going to be sharpening a 1/8 drill bit. The second one is going to be a 1/4 inch drill bit, because that's what we're using right now. So the first thing that we do is, I'm going to use the 1/4 inch first because it'll be a little easier to set up, to show how to set up. It's pretty easy. So you get it in there till it's loose, a little looser. You want it spinning. You also want to be able to, on the longer drill bits, you can get your finger in there. This is kind of crucial. Getting something in there, being able to push your finger in and twist. And that's important for this right here. So we are going to be sharpening at 135 degrees because we're sharpening metal bits. So you do not go off of this white line. You go off of this line. And here we have 118 degrees. I did see this in a video that 1 degree to the right, or 1 notch to the right, is 135 degrees. So that's 118. That's 135. So at the same time, or anytime after you get that locked in, you push down on this, and you need to make sure the drill bit needs to be able to lock in on its shortest side. So on the drill bit here, on any drill bit, when you look at a drill bit, you have the long point, or the long side, and the short side. You want the clamps not to clamp here, but to clamp here. And that is the short side. If you do not do this, you will not get a drill bit that you can cut with. So it is very important on this one. See how I'm spinning with my finger the drill bit? Can that see in there? Okay, you want to spin it. Make sure that you are locked on the short point. If it's on the long point, it's almost teetering, and it wants to go to the short, but it will just barely stay there. So at that point, you push in all the way. You tighten that up. So now you're ready to cut. Now you have to make sure that you're in the center. I found that the center of 135 is a good place to start. Then I also found that the drill bit just barely sits. So you got to make sure that with each drill bit, now this drill bit is off. It was cut improperly. So I'm going to assume that since I've been cutting at 135, that I'm set up. But what you want here is you want your gap down in there between your bit and the stone to be parallel. You don't want a V gap. You want parallel. And at the same time, when you sharpen, you want to basically with your hand be pushing up this way. You do not want to be pushing down this way, because what that will do is the drill bit will come off the stone just a little bit and it won't sharpen, and then you'll start getting two different types of cuts, and you will understand what's going on, and you'll probably discard this tool for a year or so like I did. So coming back to it, simply will now turn it on. And as I said, another point of advice here would be line this white line up with the dowel when you put it in. Try to push up this way, do not push down this way. A little more, but you're listening for the sound from a ear to a ear. That means that you're pretty much maxed out. Either you're sharp or you're maxed out. Either way. I'll try to go back in. How's it going? There we go. So as I said, you put it here when you have a sharp, properly cut drill bit. It won't grind because it's profiled, so it can sit right there. Now, as you turn it, you want to move this up. And so pretty close. And that's sharp enough to take the skin off my fingers, so that's sharp. Is that recording? Alright, who's next? I'll do it. Aligned.
Is that just to get it properly aligned?
Okay, what do you mean by properly aligned?
Like, if you're using a silhouette machine and you're using the pin attachment, you have to have the pin properly seated in the holder in order for it to have the appropriate pressure on the cutting machine.
Exactly. Now there's this depth, let's see, they call it MTO. Being able to reuse this tool over and over again, hundreds, if not thousands of times, successfully, just by sharpening it and keeping it sharp. These are high quality. I think our lowest, I don't know if it's lowest quality, but is DeWalt. Our highest quality is Snap-on. We have pretty much everything in between. We don't use the Harbor Freight ones though. Let's try the other one and see if we can get a better point on it. Hollis, you're up.
Doesn't look like
that one's a good one. Okay, let's see if we can maintain that. See that one? Come back here and we'll take a look at a good profile. Do I put my hand there? Is that better? So we have two drill bits, and this one just looks a little funny. Wait a second, where did you get this one?
I think that was one Grandpa sharpened.
It's one that was in here.
Oh. Maybe that one broke.
It maybe, yeah, it kind of looks like it broke at one time.
It doesn't look long enough.
And at first I thought it was a left-handed drill bit, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's correct. But you could tell the difference between these two.
So 1 point from 118.
Yeah, to the right. Okay, now you gotta get something to push in there. Oh, that one fit. Okay, now you gotta get that profile just right. Can I see in there? So see that, how you can have it that way, or you can have it that way. And that's the wrong way, and that's the right way.
Interesting.
Wrong way is that way. Right way is that way.
So
and then that'll line it up.
Okay, so now tighten.
Yes. Probably good enough. Okay, next step. Yep.
So power this on.
Right there.
So now push forward and push in.
Yeah, just put it in there first. Go ahead and start it up.
Okay.
And then you gotta turn it to the right side. Right valve to the right line of the valve. Definitely changes, but that is pretty sharp. It changes it from a, probably I imagine that's a DeWalt one. They have a high dollar sharpener. A machine sharpened from the factory, the sharpest you could probably get it.